Gift that keeps on giving. All right, this is page 43 in the notes. 43 in the notes. You just said it in the middle of my video. Jake and TJ are solving the problem shown below. Show each solution and answer A through B. So, here we go. Let's look at Jake and TJ. What's the difference? It doesn't look different to me, but there is a difference.
There's an equal sign and a less than.
Correct. One has an equal sign, one does not. So, the first one is called a what? Because of the equal sign, it is it's an equation. The other one is
inequality.
So the way we solve those is a little bit different. Let's solve the equation first. That equation is a two-step equation because you only have two numbers on the same side as the x. What number do I move first?
X. No, the 2.
The 2. This one does not have a y. When you have x and y, then yes, you move the x first, okay? But this one's just an x, so we're going to subtract 2. This is like the very first equations we learned how to solve. 14 minus 2 is
12.
Thank you. And then you
-6.
divide by -6, okay?
-2.
X equals -2.
Yeah.
I know my watch did not just tell me to take a break and move. I've been moving. Now, let's solve the next one. Same steps, right? First thing we do is what? -2. Bring down the -6x. 14 minus 2 is 12. Second step, divide by -6. What is the difference between solving an equation and an inequality when you're dividing by a negative?
That anything below the other number would be...
The sign flips. We've already been over this once when I wasn't here, but when you divide by a negative number, that symbol flips. So we go from less than to greater than, okay? And 12 divided by -6 is -2, okay? So list some similarities. The similarities are the numbers, right? All the numbers are the same. Some differences, we have an equation versus an inequality. So you got to keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind when you are doing your work today. Yesterday, I just wanted you to focus on the graphing part. So I gave you all inequalities that were solved for y. Because I just wanted you to focus on the way you draw the line, the way you shade the line, the way you graph the line. Got it? Today, you're going to add a little bit more on top of that. So, same thing though. Graphing a linear inequality. First thing you want to do is you want to solve the inequality for y. Okay? Then use the y-intercept and slope to plot points on the line, okay? The biggest difference today is when you are solving, you must flip the sign. Flip sign when multiplying or dividing by a negative number. You flip the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative number, okay? Don't forget. Once you're done solving the inequality, you're going to graph or draw the line. Okay? When you're graphing or drawing the line, it's similar to... So, you think of your less than, greater than symbols as open circles. Because they are open circles, what kind of line will we graph? Dashed. Okay, now I had some students make a mistake earlier today, and they said, "Oh, I already graphed it as a solid line." Just make erase marks in the middle of them.
Yes,
as long as you have some gaps in between, that'll be a dashed line. Okay. Now, one thing, I did have one person as I was grading that I noticed did it in pen. Do not do my work in pen. Okay? Don't ever do any assignments in pen. Unless it's an erasable pen. Right, Spencer? All right. Now, this one is underline. When you have it underlined, that is considered a closed circle. And a closed circle, you graph a normal line just as we always do. Connect all the points. It is solid. Whoop. Okay. So the inequality will tell you whether it's a dashed or solid line. The shading part depends on the name. You have to think of the name of the inequality, okay? If you forget, everybody hold up your hands, hold up your two L's. Your left hand always makes a less than symbol. Left hand makes a less than symbol. So that means this is greater. Left hand makes a less than symbol. Okay? Now, the first one is less than symbol, so that means you would shade below the line. So if that's my line, this is below. Okay? The next one is greater. Greater is above. So if this is my line, this is above. Okay? Next one is less than equal to. You shade below and above. All of that part is just review. Just review from yesterday. Now, the solution set. We didn't talk enough about the solution set, okay? Let's say, for example, we solve an inequality just like when we first learned it in the beginning of the year, and you get x is greater than 5, okay? You would graph that, and you would graph it with an open circle. An open circle tells me that 5 is not part of my solution. 5 is not part of my answers. But the answers to this are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anything above. Do you have a question? Okay. Anything above that 5. Okay. Not including the 5. Remember those examples that I threw out? Kids 12 and under. No, we're not throwing that out there. Kids 12 and under can eat free at the buffet, right? That means 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, right? Here, this would be like, you must be taller than 5 feet to ride the ride. Now that we recently went to the fair, right? That means if you measure exactly 5 feet, can you ride the ride? No, you need to be 5'1", 5'2", 5'3", 5'4", okay? Open circle, not including people that are 5 feet tall. You have to be 5'1", 5'2", 5'3". That's an open circle, okay? So solution set, when we're talking about the solution set, we're talking about everything in the shaded area. That shaded area looks different on a graph than on a number line, okay? Solution set in a linear inequality includes all ordered pairs, all points in the graph's shaded area, okay? As well as on the line if the line is solid. If on the STAR test you're given an inequality, a shaded inequality, and they give you an ordered pair that lands on a dash line, that would indicate a wrong answer. It is not included in the solution set. That means that it is considered an open circle, like that number 5 that we just drew at the top, okay? So in numbers 1 through 5, graph each linear inequality and check your solution by substituting the ordered pairs, okay? Well, numbers 1 through 3, this is just review from yesterday, because if you look at each inequality, the y is already by itself. These are already solved, okay? So let's practice. In order to do this, first we look at the inequality, right? The inequality is, greater than. First question, is it solid or dashed? This one's dashed because it's not underlined. Are we going to shade above or below? Above. The name of this inequality is what? Greater. And if it's greater, you shade above. In case you forget, this one's greater, right? I'm just writing the short version. Now, in order to graph it, I need two things. I need the slope. I need the y-intercept. What is the slope of this line? Just 1. There's no coefficient in front of x, so that means it's 1. This is a positive 1, so what direction would we go in? Up to the right. What is the y-intercept? And we start by plotting the starting point, the y-intercept. The very first point will always go on the y-axis, not the x-axis. I've seen some mistakes where there's people that plot the starting point on the x-axis instead of the y, okay? First point goes here. Then you go up one, right one, up one, right one, up one, right one, up one, right one. If you can't go up to the right, you can go opposite down to the left. And there's your line. Now, because this one is dashed, since the points are so close to each other, you can honestly leave it like this. But to make it dashed, just draw little lines in between. Do not connect the points. There has to be visible gaps to let you know or to indicate that it is a dashed line. Now, what do we use to determine what side is above and what side is below?
The sun.
Not the sign.
And number.
How am I going to know what side is above and what side is below?
Oh, negative. Side with the negative numbers.
What point would I look at to know
Oh, the
what's
Y.
the y-intercept? Look at the y-intercept. What numbers are above a 3? Higher positive numbers or negative numbers?
Positive.
Positive numbers. So this side would be above the line. This side would be above the line. Okay? It says, check your, oh no. Okay. Let's look at the second one. First, look at the inequality. Are we going to have a dashed or solid line? Are we going to shade above or below? Above. This one's also another greater than symbol, okay? Now, to graph the line, we needed the slope, we needed the y-intercept. Do I have a question?
Yes.
What's your question?
In most equations, the x and the y-intercept are supposed to be on the other side, no?
In what equation?
Like in the first one.
In the first one we had to solve. We don't have to solve here because the y is already by itself.
Oh, never mind.
You solve when the y is not by itself, but with this one the y is. So this part is just review from yesterday. We will do some where we solve on the back. But yeah, good question. All right. So what is the slope here? -2/1. Good. Put it under, or put a 1 under. And the y-intercept? -4. Now, negative slope means we're going to go up to the left. Up to the left. So we start at the starting point. We start at the -4. We go up 2 boxes, left 1. And what point do we end up at? No, John.
-1, -2.
-1, -2. If we go again, we end up at
-2.
-2, 0. -3, +2. -4, +4. And you just keep going. But this one is a solid line, so what do? Connect all the points. No gaps. Okay? No gaps. We are going to shade above, so look at your y-intercept. What numbers are above a -4? Positive numbers or numbers that are even more negative? Positive. So this side up here would be, this side would be your above. Okay? What do you notice about the next inequality?
Is that it doesn't have an x.
There is no x. There's only one variable. When there's only one variable present, automatically what?
0. Oh.
Hoy or Vux. In this one, which one is it going to be? Hoy or Vux? There's a y in Hoy, okay? There's a y in Hoy. There's a y in Hoy. First, I'm going to write Hoy. I'm going to look at my inequality. Is this one solid or dashed? Dashed. Above or below?
Below.
This one's below because the name of this inequality is less than, right? Now, the slope of a horizontal line
Is 0.
is 0. The O in Hoy stands for a 0 slope. We'll come back to the y-intercept in a little bit. To graph this line, I know it's going to cross the y-axis at the -4. So first plot that. At the -4, I'm going to draw what kind of line?
Horizontal.
Horizontal line. Make sure you make that horizontal line. Oh, this is dashed. Make it thick so I can see it because some of y'all's lines are so thin that it actually blends in with the grid. Make it a little thicker than the line that's actually there. Okay? Now, hopefully you guys don't have trouble figuring out what side is above and below on this one. B equals, B is a y-intercept. B is where the line crosses the y-axis. This one is crossing the y-axis at the, so this one does have a y-intercept. We're crossing the y-axis here at the -4. Okay, flip it over. Number 4. Now, look at the inequality. Is the y by itself? No, the y is not by itself. It's not isolated, so we must solve. This one it will require some solving. To solve for y, what do we do first?
Move the x.
Uh-huh. Thank you. I will get this graded. All right, and then second step is to, since we have to worry about flipping the symbol, we need to check the number that we're dividing by. The number that we're dividing by is positive, so you do not need to flip the sign. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay. Look at your inequality. My inequality is less than equal to. Solid or dashed?
Solid.
Above or below?
Below.
Okay. To graph the line, we need the slope. We need the y-intercept. What is the slope?
6.
Slope.
-1.3.
What direction would you go in?
Up, left, up, right.
Up to the left. What's the y-intercept?
6.
And we start with the starting point. Put a point on the 6. If I go up to left 3, what point do I end up at? -3.8. Okay, I can't go that way any farther, so I'm going to go down to the right. Down to right 3, I end up at 3.4, then at 6.2. Solid line, so once again, no gaps. Hopefully you can tell what side is below, but if you can't tell what side is below, use the y-intercept. The reason I teach you to use the y-intercept is because some of the lines can be very steep, and you kind of get lost on what side is above, what side is below, okay? All right. Number 5. We have to solve. Y is not by itself, but y is also on this side of the inequality.
So you have to flip it.
Not yet. Let's solve for y first. First thing you want to do is get rid of the, or move the 10 over. So we're going to add 10. Bring down 2y, 6x plus 10. Then what do we do?
Divide by 2.
Divided by 2. We're dividing by a positive number, so do we flip the sign? No. Okay. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So far, questions on how we have solved. Okay. Now, on the STAR test, all of your answer choices have what in the front?
Y.
The y goes in the front. So if I move the y to the front, I have to move all of this to the back.
But in the process, you flip the sign.
In the process, I will flip the sign. In that part, the inequality is eating the 3x plus 5. So in my final answer, it must be eating the 3x plus 5. Okay? All right, now we can use our inequality. Less than, solid or dashed? Dashed, above or below?
Below.
Okay. My slope is what?
3 over 1.
3/1. Go in what direction? Up and to the right. My y-intercept is 5. Start by plotting the y-intercept. If I go up 3, right 1, I end up at 1/8. But I can't put any more points, so I'm going to go down to the left. Down 3, left 1, -1, 2. Then -2, -1. And you just kind of keep going. Dashed, you need to have gaps. And shading below the line would indicate this side. This one is a lot steeper, so yes, you probably do want to use your y-intercept. Numbers below the 5 would be your negative numbers, okay? Number 6. Here, they're giving you we're working backwards. They're giving you the graph. They want you to write the equation or the inequality for it, okay? Where I would start is using my shaded area and my lines, okay? So this one, is it shaded above or below?
Above.
Is it solid or dashed? So what inequality would we use for that?
Less than?
If it greater than. Would it, we underline this one, would it be equal to? No, because it's dashed, okay? Now, to write the equation of the line, we need two numbers. We need the slope, and we need the,
Y-intercept.
what is the y-intercept? Okay, we got that one. And now we need the slope. Draw your right triangle. This is going by what?
1.
Oh, yeah, let's use 2 over 2 because some of us had trouble with 2 over 2 with one assignment. Up 2, right 2. 2 over 2 simplifies to give us what?
1.
1. There is an assignment where a lot of people used 2 over 2 as a fraction and said that the slope was 2x. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Simplify each and every fraction, okay? So my inequality is going to be what? Y is greater than 1x plus 1. You use y equals mx plus b as your template, as your guide. Okay, let's look at B. Let's figure out what inequality, solid or dashed. Is this shaded above or below?
Below.
So that tells us we're going to use what inequality?
Less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to. Below, less. Below, less. Okay? To write the equation part, we need the slope and the y-intercept. What's the y-intercept?
-1.
Okay. Give me another point that we can use for the slope.
5. Never mind.
Oh my gosh.
1.
I'm kind of iffy on 1, 1. Let's use 2, 3. I don't know why, but I'm kind of iffy on 1, 1. All right, what's the rise?
3. 4. 4.
And the run?
2.
Okay, so 4 over 2 is 2. So yes, 1, 1 is a good point. All right, let's write our inequality. Y is what? Less than or equal to
1x or
2x
minus
minus 1. You plug in the slope, you plug in the y-intercept. Yes? Okay. Daria believes that 2, 3 is a solution to both inequalities. Do you agree? Yes or no? How do I know if 2, 3 is a solution?
You have to plot it.
If it's in the what?
You have to plug it in.
Where on the graph specifically?
Oh, on the shaded.
In the shaded area. So let's plot 2, 3. On the first one, 2, 3, is that a solution? Yes or no?
No.
Why?
Because it's on the line.
Not just because it's on the line.
Because it's dashed.
Because the line is dashed. Very good. Because the line is dashed. The other one, 2, 3.
Yes, it could.
Yes, it's on the line, but it's on a solid line. So this one is yes. This one is no. So no, it's only a solution to which graph?
A.
B. On graph A, 2, 3 is on a dash. Graph A is on a dash line, so it is not included in the solution set. Okay? Number 7. Bernice graphed the inequality. Would the shading on Bernice's graph cover the origin? Explain. What is the origin?
0.
Okay, the origin is 0, 0. So how Well, what can I do with that 0, 0 and this inequality?
Plug it. Or plug it in.
Plug it in. You can't plot it. There's no graph. Plug it in, though. 15 times 0 plus 2 times 0 greater than 30. Okay? Anything times 0 is?
0.
Is 0 greater than 30?
No.
No. False. Right?
False.
So, is it going to be in the shaded area?
No.
No. If you substitute 0, 0 into the inequality, it is false. It is not part of the solution area. What about 5, 10? Well, to know that, we have to
Plug them in.
plug it in. So 15 times 5 plus 2 times 10 greater than 30. You can solve this part of the inequality. And get what? Put that in your calculator. 15 times 5.
95.
75?
You get 95.
Plus 2 times 10.
You get 95.
Oh.
20. I did it in my head.
You
It's
did
90.
do it in your head. You did do it in your head.
I did.
Now, is 95 greater than 30? Is 95 greater than 30?
Yeah.
Yes, true. So is this a point on in the shaded area?
Yes.
Yes, because if you substitute 5, 10,
It's true.
it gives you a true statement. Okay? Number 8. The graph is shown is to 4 in the solution set. Well, we can't tell because it's not shaded. The only way to figure out if it's going to be shaded is to do what with the inequality?
Solve it.
You have to solve it. You cannot just say it's greater than, so I'm going to shade above. You have to solve it first. Okay, so let's solve it. Oh,
Subtract 3x.
hold on.
All
I accept the apology. All right, subtract 3x. What can you not forget to bring down with 5y?
The minus symbol.
Negative, okay? And then divide by negative 5. Because we're dividing by a negative, what does that tell me? Flip the sign from greater to less than 3 over 5. Minus 3.
Positive 3/5.
Now that the symbol is flipped, I'm no longer shading above. I'm shading which way?
Below.
Below the line. So, solve for y. The inequality is less than. Okay? And it should be shaded below the graph line. So if you substitute or if you plot that point to 4,
No.
is the inequality true or false?
False.
False. So is that a solution?
No.
No. Now, if you had not solved it, that side would have been shaded and you would have gotten a solution. So make sure you solve. Okay? Questions? All right. Now, the last part, all they want you to do is fill it in with the inequality. So, above or below?
Above.
Solid or dash?
Solid.
Above and solid tells us it's what inequality?
Greater than or equal to.
Greater than or equal to, underlined. Okay? The second one, above or below?
Below.
And
Dash.
below and dashed,
Less than.
less than. Above or below?
Above.
Solid or dashed? Above and dashed is
Greater than.
last one, above or below?
Below.
Solid or dashed?
Solid.
I forget what questions I ask.
Less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to. Questions? All right. Most important thing, solve it correctly and make sure you